Well, hello there and welcome to the Aspire Academy here in Doha, Qatar, for the King of the Court finals, a new concept in the way that we watch beach volleyball, the home to the World Cup very shortly. One of the best sporting facilities in the world. And it's time here for the men's final. Well, it's very fitting. Louis Let with you in the commentary box with Olympic gold medalist, Olympic coach Rich Lambourne. We have got a star-studded final here.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm pretty excited. We saw some great women's action in their final just moments ago, but this men's final promises to be something spectacular, doesn't it?
Absolutely. As we meet the referees for this one, very fitting that referee John King will referee the King of the Court final. But when you look at what we've just seen, we just saw Stefan Boermans and Jarek de Groot from the Netherlands go through to the final in a tough playoff. They won the cowbell, as we know it, in Stade, also second place in the European Champs. They're going to be introduced first. And they're a team that we really have to look out for. They may have not got the most direct route here, but they're a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, they played some great ball throughout this tournament, just barely missed out on a direct entry into the final at the last moments yesterday, but they were on a mission earlier in the play-in.
Well, Yves Hausner and Marty Tizar have teamed up last minute for Team How Tizar, and they make their way into the arena.
Yeah, they've played well as well. Really some great volleyball yesterday to earn their spot directly into this final. And we'll see if they can continue that here today. My favorite's coming up.
It's your team, Rich. The team that you fell in love with a year and a half ago in Utrecht, from Switzerland, Florian Brie and Marco Klattega. They're your boys.
That's right. Who doesn't love them, right?
So much so, you followed them to the changing room yesterday to eat your dinner.
Hey, listen.
I've had to listen to you all week.
I mean, I'm not necessarily good at knowing where the line is and when to not cross it.
And you said it yourself. You set the bar pretty low. Well, maybe the favourites, well, under 21 champions, the reigning kings from Utrecht. This last year, they sided out the best part of 70 balls yesterday in one of the best King of the Court performances we have ever seen. Armin Helvig and Jonathan and David are the present and the future of this competition, Rich.
You would think. Certainly their performance yesterday was stunning. But the hometown heroes have to be the crowd favorites at the very least here.
Crowd favorites and the top team in the world when it comes to traditional volleyball is the Sheriff. Sharif Younisi and Ahmed Tajan, who are last out here, and they have the crowd behind them. And this final has a little bit of everything.
It certainly does. It certainly does. We have two teams that have a crown under their belt, in Kradeger Breer and Aman Helvig. We have two of the top 5 teams in the world in Qatar and the Netherlands. And then we have an international team that's found a great bit of form together just in this tournament.
Everything we like from this format of the sport. Armin Helvig draw the jack, and it's Jarek de Groot that take the king. Well, Yves Hausner, Mart Tizar have taken the queen. For me, one of the most impressive teams this week. Their ball control quality, especially Hausner, decision-making, but the blocking of Mart Tizar has been up there with the best. Klattega has been one of the best blockers in the competition. And we know that, well, the jump-setting Swedes are just side-out machines. That's our final 5. 15-minute rounds bottom place will leave the competition after the first 15. With 4 teams left in, we'll have another 15 minutes. The bottom team will leave us as well. There is Flo, who's got an absolute bomb of a jump serve on him, and he's going to need to find it here right now.
Yeah, as we saw in the women's final, and as we've talked about throughout all these rounds, you can't win it in the first 2 sets of 15 minutes, but it can be lost if you're at the bottom of the table, right? I think the overarching question in this final, though, might be, can anyone stop the jump-setting Swedes? Certainly the answer to that yesterday was no. Will they be able to continue their form from yesterday? We'll find out here momentarily.
And I mean, they came past Klattagabri yesterday, and they also come past Gavira and Horta. But now they're going to have Bermans, De Groot, Ahmed, Sharif, and Hausner, Tizar against them as well. And I do feel that the block defense against them will be slightly higher, will be maybe a little bit quicker across the face of the net, and might just make life a little bit more difficult for them. But let's go, Flo. They know what it takes. And the funny thing is, here in this final, for Florian Brie and Yves Hausner, they're former partners together. They were so good in European and world age group competitions growing up. They're very much close friends as well, and now they're going against each other.
Yeah, Flo was here rooting for his guy last night.
Certainly was.
Very ecstatic to see both of those teams get through to the final.
Well, it's the perfect start as Flo just unloads off the hands of the Sheriff. Flo goes high again. Jaak de Groot, who, for me, will get a chance to side out for a period of time in this game. And as you say all the time, Rich, it's not about being first here, it's about not being last. So you don't want to come out of the gates too slowly, but also you don't want to lose all your energy by winning this first round by 20 points like we saw yesterday from the Swedes, maybe.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, Marty Tizar, some great work at the net. Stuffs that one back to stop the Swiss run.
Our team, Hausner. Good night.
Big Johnny.
It is.
Yeah, nice handwork up there from Jonathan Helvig. Their coach, Anders Christensen, messaged me yesterday to remind me that although they're the under-21 world champions, they are both only 20 years of age still, which is, quite frankly, frightening.
It really is frightening, and the improvements that they're making with the risk that their game entails is just sensational to watch. And there's a net touch against them all the same, and everyone will be looking around there going, hey, that's a good start, because the Swedes have only got 1.
That's right. That's right. We managed to keep them off of 15 with 12 and a half to play here.
I mean, there's a lot of volleyball left in this, but at the same time, the Swedes are tamed for the moment. Jaak de Groot. Frustration, because I usually say you can find the angle if you serve him in the car park, but not that time around.
Yeah, it looked like that set might have been a little bit slower than he was expecting. Just something a little bit off with his timing.
Just works it off the body very nicely and gets it there somehow.
To the delight of the crowd.
Yeah, here is Ahmed Tijan. Goes back to the line. It's a real good move into the angle from Helvig, and Rahman is crucified through the angle.
Big stuff, and the angle from part of the business, baby Sharif.
We'd like to retell that story for listeners who might not have been with us all week.
A shot there, Sharif. Yeah, just an electric smile always on the face of Sharif, right? Just such a fun-loving guy. Oh, nicely done. Big Bormans looked like he had that in his teeth, right? But too good from Ahmed Tijan.
It really is too good. The touch here is insane. Chop back. Marty Hausner is going to have to go with a knuckle. It's well seen from the Sheriff.
Nice turn there.
It is a great turn to the light of the locals again. Just shaping up the hit cross court and then rips it back to the line.
Will this song spur on the Swedes, Swedish House Mafia?
Avicii Well, we hope so. Not with Flo hitting turners like that.
Yeah, still haven't quite found their rhythm just yet, Aman and Helvig.
It's a different occasion, it's a different evening, and I mean, to expect a performance like we saw last night would maybe be too much to ask, you'd think.
Yeah, certainly nobody expects a repeat of that, but again, just a matter of survival here. Rounds 1 and 2, just got to get your way into that final 15 minutes. We saw the French girls do that in the women's final, right? Ended up in second place overall.
Certainly not about how you start. Well, Boermans from the right side, he goes sharp and he's successful through there as well. 9:47. We've got Julius Brink down court side, who we're going to throw down to when it gets to the 5-minute break. Flo's going to just tee one up and get after it again, because that's what Flo does, as we have a look at the replay of the previous point. Yeah, Marco, solid second opportunity. That's a great set. Ooh.
Darn it! Yeah, again, we got a nice look at Marco's eye work on the block there. Really fascinating to watch. Oh, we got a lot of big blockers in this, between Sharif Boermans, Tazar, and Marco Kradiger. Even Jonathan Helvig getting bigger and bigger up at the net.
Yeah, none of them getting any smaller, that's for sure. Gone are the days of the real small blockers, maybe. Serve from the Swedes. And maybe this is where they can catch a little bit of rhythm and get the scoreboard ticking in their favor.
Serves like that, it's going to be tough. Flo bringing it.
I mean, the service pressure, in credit to everyone out there, is pretty fierce at the minute.
Yeah, always wanted to save his best for the finals. Flo Breer.
Well, they snuck up on us in Utrecht. They weren't the favorites in that final either.
Certainly not. I don't know that I'd ever seen Flo at that point. And now he's my favorite guy.
Oh, Marco. Marco is also one of the nicest guys you're ever going to come across.
Even as he picks up a handful of sand to threaten to throw it at the upright.
I mean, but if you met him in that one moment, you might not think it, but he is. Certainly one of the nicest guys on tour, but Jarek de Groot goes off the outside hand.
That was centimeters away from being a stuff block, but a good swing from Jarek de Groot.
The Swedes are doing their thing in transition. Talking about Alex Bauer's laughing here in what he's saying. He's gone, he's out of here. But the speed in transition is something they're working on.
The fact that they dug a hard-driven ball and ran a backslide off of it, I mean, that's just next level.
Yeah, it really is. We call it a combination indoors, I guess, but they're very much creating their own ways of playing. A good mixture of the two sports, I'd say. As there's Flo. Marco's eyes. Left.
It's crazy, too, that even mid-competition, it looks like he's got a smile on his face. What a dig there. Tijan.
Oh, diving back into the line slightly.
Almost gotten.
Get it.
Along with some of the best blockers in the world in this competition, we've got some of the best defenders. Between David, Aman, Jarek de Groot, Flo, Yves. I mean, these guys are digging hard-driven balls unbelievably well.
Making it look effortless. I mean, the speed that the ball's coming at them, certainly not slow. Let's put it that way.
Touch detected.
Well, we have got competitions going on as well, so make sure you have a look if you're watching on YouTube. Guess the Kings to get a chance to win the signed King of the Court jersey. I will not be signing it. Rich Lamble might sign it if you're lucky. but you'll also get a discount at beachvolleymerch.com. Loads of chat out there. There's big support for the Swiss boys all the way around.
Look, going for the gusto yet again up the line. Finds the net though.
Jarek, the goal from the left side. Yves is just so impressive defensively. Like, we watched Gudo cover the Samo. He's very different to Gudo in the way he plays defense, but
yeah,
he's not far away from the same.
I'm really impressed by the patience though, and a nice disciplined block there from Jonathan Helvig to get his team to the King's side. They're on 2. Need to try and separate a little bit here.
Oh, free net. What do you do there, Rich?
Well, you put your helmet on and, I don't know, actually open nets like that, sometimes as a defender, you like them. Obviously, it's not the way you want it all the time because David's got so much court to hit into, but at least you've got an unencumbered look at him, right?
Yeah, absolutely. You can make your own read off your own eyes.
Yeah, nothing's going to get in your way there, but certainly advantage Sweden on plays like that.
We're at the 5-minute mark. We're going to listen or hear what Julius Brink has to say here, because you're down there courtside. How's it going down there, Julius?
It's very intense, as you could see, and it's a completely different atmosphere here in that final. Look, I mean, you have a perfect view of these 5 teams. Like, there's no much talking to other teams. Everyone is separate, like player by player. You know, when it comes to the money, when it's on the spot, people are getting serious. No, I mean, yeah, Sweden didn't have that good start as they had the last days, so they are really, really sharp here. And as they just scored the 3rd point, and hopefully from their point of view the 4th, yes, I think they're gonna survive this round. But it's also nice to see. You know, who do you think will play the last 50 minutes?
I would think the Swedes are going to make it. I think it's a tough call. It's a tough call once we get to the top 4, right? I think the Swedes, I think Borman de Groot, and then it's a toss-up. I mean, I got to root for my guys from Switzerland, but I mean, Sharif and Tijan also just the best, one of the best teams in the world.
Who do you pick, Louis?
I can only echo what Rich said. I can't tell the difference at the moment. It's still too early, but I like the way that Qatar are fired up for this one on home stand. They got the crowd with them. I see them in the final 3. I see Sweden in the final 3, and then it's a toss-up between the Dutch and the Swiss for me. But all I know is that the more I watch of this, the less I actually know anything.
Yeah, it's a great final.
I mean, actually, I think Mark Tizar and Yves Hauser are going to win this from 0 down with 3:32 on the clock. Who knows?
All right, that's
It's a big call.
I'd like to put some money on that with you.
No, yeah, don't. I'm not going to put my money where my mouth is, but I just like the unpredictable nature. Any one of these teams, saying earlier, the game of chess is sort of gone, as we've said all week, and all of these players have good enough ball skills and good enough side-out capabilities to go on a run of 6 or 7 or 8 points. And that's why it's so open. Julius, thank you so much for your time, and you certainly do have, he has a different view of it down there, looking at how the players are acting, and
yeah,
it's really
things get serious when money's on the line. I like it. It's business time here with under 3 minutes to go in this opening round. Team Hau Tizar struggling to get off of 0, and they'll have maybe one more chance, but they've really got to put something special together.
It's an incredible swing, though, wasn't it?
Yes.
Bringing it back that sharp was one of the swings of the day, I think.
Nothing could be done there.
Width to really good work to the line, and then running the block and defense right to left. Chance for Amun to go over the top. No. It's pretty tight, this. Oh, looking for the hands.
Swing. Really well-formed block from Helvig, but just the swing too good from de Groot that time. Off the top of the hands.
Bowman's going straight to the crowd. Could be another one here. Delivery.
Oh,
boy.
Marco. Big bomb in the cross court. Well laid up there by Flo as well. Nice high, hard swing into the angle, Flo Breer.
I mean, we've not been short of big defensive plays in here, or it's a great turn.
Nice chop there.
Stay super upright, let the arm come back through.
Qatar questioning that set just a little bit. That one does catch some back line. Flo showing some range there. A lot of angle swings, chops that one down the line.
Up we go, 1:06. We know what happens in the last minute, missed serves count, which is interesting. It's been a tough opening round for Yves Hausner and Marc Tizar. They need to get their way down the King's End. They have a lot of work to do, but hey, if they can make 5 here, a couple of missed serves, the Swedes are going out. So the Swedes, many people's favorites coming into this game, are the next team on the chopping board if Swisstonia
What a touch.
can make some points. The thing is that Yves Hausner is a big rally player, and that takes time.
Unfortunately, that took too much time off the clock for Hautazar, but some unbelievable play and defense from them.
There's no chance to miss serve there, was there?
Yeah, I've been really impressed also by Tazar's ability to handset the ball as he's kind of falling to the ground. He's laid up some gems for his partner.
Absolutely has, but that might be the last gem that he throws as Aman goes away from the Blue Swedes. Started quicker yesterday, but again, there's no medals won in the opening round of a final. There's a lot of work to be done by these athletes. But we have to say goodbye to Swisstonia. Hautazar.
There it is, Hautazar, their theme song playing. 7, 8, 9, 10, the other scores on the board. Borman de Groot coming out on top of the table there. So all 4 of those teams will make it into our second round. Live for at least another 15 minutes here.
Hautazar.
Hautazar.
Could be Martazar's song really as well, couldn't it?
And now we got a little bit of a light show going on.
Here we go. With the music on the sound.
Well, I thought we were going down to Julius Brink, but we got other fans up here.
This is great. This is not good. This is great. We go.
Wow, incredible.
Good job.
We're only allowed 70% capacity here due to COVID. I reckon we filled that, Rich.
We've got like the miniature version of the Torch Hotel going on in our stadium right here. Kind of a fun little interlude there between rounds 1 and 2. Unfortunately, that means we didn't get to speak to How Tazar, get their thoughts on the final, but an unbelievably great performance from them in this tournament, start to finish as a team. Obviously just thrown together for this tournament. Switzerland to start serving here. Round 2 of the men's final. Ooh, Marco into the net trying to swat that ball.
We've got some fans of this one. Berend de Vries wants Bowman's de Groot to take this one. And Solmai appreciating everything that's going on. We've got Dude 414 enjoying himself as well. What a great name that is. Dude. Is that the Big Lebowski right there?
Big Lebowski, or he's a turtle from Finding Nemo. Oh, what a layup.
I know what I'd rather be. Yeah, get wide. Good scoop. Good sit into the angle from de Groot. Some of the level here is getting a bit freaky.
It really is. Borman whooping up the crowd. Great defensive work from both teams and a nice put away from Borman to seal it for his squad. Barely missing Flo Breer down the line.
Ahmed Jean straight down the center. That'll do you.
Yeah, well placed.
Didn't try and hit it too hard, did he?
No, placement over pace, oftentimes the way to go.
Dive into the angle.
Crazy looking play there, is it?
It's good to see the local fans loving it. Sheriff.
Just missing the block there.
And I love looking at the crowd when Qatar are playing, like they're living and breathing it when Qatar are at the King's End, because, well, they know that
one just over the end line.
Mistakes could be very costly throughout this last couple of rounds. Oh, yeah, good. Isn't so happy there.
Yeah, you can see how much all these players wanted. Even with 13 minutes on the clock, little contention between partners when the set's not just right. What a swing there. They do a great job of disguising that in making the attack look just like the set looks.
And Marco Klatic has done everything right there.
Everything. Just barely snuck it under that time, David. Aman.
Vermont gets a block. Another opportunity.
How about that? Now, these kids are so good at playing to the whistle, not letting that ball hit the sand.
Oh, a twisting knuckle back over line. More knuckles. Let's go to Sheriff. What you got up there, bud? Oh, he gets clamped. What a rally! Ahmed Tijan with no approach. Turns one. Crowd loves it.
Little huffing and puffing from the Swedish kids. 3 points scored and some long rallies to boot. They'll almost welcome a breather at this point. And Marco can't believe he hit that wide. Did everything right up until that swing right there just outside the sideline.
Well, your boys currently the slowest starters at the moment. Go over the top from Med, and Ahmed Tijan is playing really well. I have to give him that. He's taken a lot of opportunities so far. Getting lion's share of play, and he's calling for calm, and rightfully so. There's so much time left on the clock, and there's so much work to do. You have to make the most of the time down the King's End. Can't get too charged. Oh, the Sheriff is sure there's a touch. Maybe.
It's always hard to believe when you hit it right through the middle of the block that there isn't a touch, but that missed both of Marco's arms, I think.
Marco going off the hands this time. Someone's on the turn. Let's go, Flo, from the center.
Oh, big swing.
I mean, what I really appreciate is he can hit big angles from both sides.
Yeah, he really carved that one off.
Little nudger as well.
What a great get from Jonathan there.
Okay, here you go. Grip from the right side. Went sharp back across the body last time. Goes to the line this time.
A little bit of a scud deep. Begging for the touch, but not getting it.
Flo and Marco chasing the game right now, Richie. But again, how worried will they be at this moment in time? They'll know they've got a little bit of time left.
Yeah, with just under 10 to go, plenty of time, just chasing 3. Nice close there, Jonathan Helvig.
And the pressure, you can see it in the way that Flo and Marco are interacting as well. And this is fascinating because we don't always see so much of this. We haven't seen so much of this in the past at King of the Court. Partners getting
goodness.
a victory with each other.
Oh my goodness. What a play there. Full layout from David Armand to keep that alive and actually puts it up in position for his guy, Jonathan, to put it away with the knuckle pokey. Starting to find a bit of rhythm, aren't they?
And that right side 2-ball is not easy to hit either.
No, not at all. Those effort plays, I feel like a lot of times lead to some momentum, lead to good things, right? When you put it all out there.
I don't know, I put it all out there a few times, Rich.
Right. Let's say they can lead to good things. They don't always lead to good things. But in this case, they've led to 8 points for the Swedish jump setting duo.
Trying to turn one back to the line from the baseline. Metajanev hits celebrity status here in Qatar since that Olympic bronze medal. Always something to do.
Oh, yeah.
In terms of media, a very popular hit.
Lots of tiring effort yesterday from the Swedes, but they told us, and so did their coach Razzie, they're used to long, strenuous practices. That's what they live for, so it shouldn't bother them too much, should it?
You'd still say if there was one team that would maybe have tired legs today, waking up, it might be them.
Yeah, just from the sheer volume of side outs that they put forth yesterday.
And in terms of jump setting, so that's a lot of energy as well. Like they're usually it's just a side out player or the blocker who's having to jump a lot of the time, but now with them, setting is now exhausting as well. But I mean,
that's a good point.
They're very, very young.
Yeah, that's the flip side of that. Is at 20 years of age, nobody's more fit to overcome that weariness than 2 20-year-olds.
Oh, Ahmedjan, stop it! You said digging the hard-driven ball, you love it.
Yeah, especially overhand like that. You can see it almost comes to a rest in his hands, and he just paddles it up there.
Not as easy as it looks.
Not in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah. He's really good at charging in on an angle and just turning that line because he establishes the hard cross so well. He's so aggressive going on the cross-court angles at that little brush back. You see it again, but if you were playing against Ahmedjan, you'd have to respect the fact that he's got a cannon in the angle and that turn back to the line with the knuckle. So entertaining here. Yeah, there it is. A hat trick of knuckles almost? No. I'll just keep going to the knuckles till it doesn't work.
Well, yeah. Yorick doing his homework while he was waiting his turn back there, and he cracked the code. Nice swing there. Up the middle as Jonathan dove towards the line.
It's also not dumb from Sweden either because he does hit that cross line well. He does hit sharp into the angle, so you can't take the whole court.
Yeah, no, that's the beauty of the up the middle swing is that typically defensive players are going to take one or the other, line or angle. Rarely are you blocking the middle.
Jumbo on more knuckles from Ahmedjan. Let's go.
And there's that hard angle of which you spoke.
Crazy.
Yeah. Things getting a little bit tense now for my Swiss boys as they're still on 0 as we approach the 5-minute technical. Big bomb again that time, Tijan.
It's a tough 5 minutes or so for the Swiss. Have to start sinking their serves, and unfortunately, Marco Klattega can't sink his. So we're 10 seconds away from hearing from Julius Brink, court side. I'm interested to know what he thinks about the two front runners at the moment. The level is high, that's for sure. And there is the timeout. Julius, how are we doing down there? This is a really entertaining round. Some of the rallies are crazy.
Yeah, definitely. Some of these very, very long rallies, I think all players are really looking forward. I mean, have a look at that bench. Everyone is drinking, trying to rest, and it's good. You remember at the very early beginning of King of the Court, we didn't have that commercial break, we call it. Actually, it's something that the players were asking for, I think so. But yeah, it's tough that Team Switzerland has 0 points here, and the gap to 4 is possible, but now every opponent on the other side, no matter if it's Qatar, Sweden, is very, very hard to get out of the King's side. So I doubt that Switzerland is gonna make it and closing the gap. So yeah, I'm curious, what do you think? Who do you go for? I mean, you tried to not say anything the last time I questioned you. But my final 15-minute break would be Qatar, Netherlands, and Sweden.
Okay, so you're going to go with the 3 teams with points on the board already.
With 5 minutes left.
That's a safe bet. Yeah, I do think mathematically you're probably correct. I'm still going to hold out hope for my Swiss guys. You know, we've seen crazy things happen, and certainly they are more than capable of putting together a 4-point run. They just, of course, have to hope that Boerman de Groot don't put up any more points before they have an opportunity. And can they create that opportunity here?
I believe that Boerman de Groot aren't quite firing at the moment, and I believe that Qatar are getting better and better the longer this competition goes on.
There you go, Richie.
There it is.
What do you guys think about not having a golden ball in that final?
Good question.
That is a good question. Yeah, I think once you get to the final, you know, should be fair play. There's one, Julius.
Well, they have a real chance here because Boerman de Groot haven't had their finest hour here at the moment. So, John, this is a chance to go to 2. This is absolutely ginormous. But the Sheriff gets his paws on it.
Yeah, tried to cut that back to the line, but Sheriff was having none of it. Look at that shot. Taking it from the left side of his body into the corner. Really nicely done, Tijan there.
Wow. Well, 3:35. Flo needing to get there. Well, Switzerland down to...
That one goes up over the scoreboard. Big heater from Tijan.
Well, they're comfortably in the lead now. Again, you do feel like, you say, the crescendo.
Yeah, they're certainly warming up here. That one just wide of the sideline. So Qatar will remain on the King side.
Ackman again from right side. We've seen the hammer. That's twice that he's just brushed past the outside hand of the inside hand in the end of Marco Klattega.
Yeah, and what you end up doing, because he's so physical, up so high, is you start to chase him up as a blocker, unless you're Boerman's, and then you just stand there and throw your hands over and get the stuffing. Yeah, great left hand there. We've seen the replay. Points critical for them, too, to separate themselves from Switzerland.
Glorious move into the angle from Arman.
He's so good at digging that hard-driven ball as well. Jonathan just putting up gold in transition. Yeah. That's that part of that game that Razzie told us about, right? Like, nobody really buys that he's going to swing at that ball on 2 from so far off the net. but it increases the tempo of their game offensively.
In terms it gets to the hitter quicker.
Oh my goodness, oh my. What an excellent effort from the Swedes. Amon flying all over the court right now.
The level fierce here. First finals of King of the Court.
The level's fierce, the baseline is fierce. DJ cranking it up as we get to 90 seconds.
Luke and Guida kept it going the whole time. Width and speed, that's what we like. The southpaw of the hands. Come on.
Marco all over that one, but it just barely sneaks through the hands.
John is siding out a lot of balls at the moment, like at a high level as well.
It's interesting to me that more people haven't tried Sharif here because Tijan has been so good.
Really.
In side-out game in this second round.
You're absolutely right, Rich.
Oh, that probably seals the fate of my guys, unfortunately.
And do you, in the final round here, look to have a little look at Sharif instead now? Look to move him around a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, unless these teams are, you know, forward-thinking and thinking they're going to ride him in the final round or something. I just... certainly Tijan is in the zone.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, with 20 points on the board, only the Swedes yesterday have put up bigger numbers than that.
Well, there is a change of serve, and it's worked out for him.
Worked out. Unfortunately, they're not going to have time to get 3 points in 9 seconds. Certainly not with Borman de Groot as one of those servers.
That's why you're the expert, Rich.
Yeah.
Well, there you have it. Sad day for Switzerland. A sad day for Rich Lamborn.
Wow. Yorick de Groot putting his fingers at risk there, throwing his hand out there at that bomb for flow. So they'll end up on 3, just shy of Borman de Groot, and we'll have to say goodbye to my favorite team in the finals.
But Marco is one of the most consistent players in this, because with Maurits Pristaus, he had 2 second places in the summer. He's come here, he's taken a 4th place. He's won in Utrecht in 2019. Flo, this is his first time out since Utrecht in I said 2019, I want to say 2020.
Yeah.
Getting my years mixed up.
Yeah. Well, yes, certainly my disappointment is going to continue into the final round, but I'll try and get over it as my guys have to say goodbye. Let's go down to Julius.
Flo and Marco, first of all, we should say thank you for that performance. I mean, to all 4 in this bracket, it's been outstanding beach volleyball. At the end, it's just one little point missing as you just scored the last one. What was that little piece that might be missing today?
Yeah, to me it felt like I was playing with a backpack from the last week. So I think we had the right ideas quite often, but we just were not fresh enough to execute them well enough against these teams. And yeah, in the end, I think that was what makes the difference. If you make the right decisions and are not that fresh anymore, it's just not enough.
Yeah, it's not a shame at all to get kicked out here as a 4th place. That's a great result. How do you sum up this week here in Doha?
I would say it was really fun once again. I think both of us, we didn't really had a good feeling in the whole tournament in the last 3 rounds, and we sneaked us through somehow. And today, in my case, I felt actually a little bit better. But yeah, we played a solid first round, but in the second round, we were just unlucky and didn't score the important points.
So what's the plan for preparation now for you 2 guys?
We'll go from here directly to Tenerife and train with our coach there. And then like 2 weeks home, back to Switzerland and back to Tenerife, and then the tournaments are already here.
Okay, best of luck. Last question. Who's going to win the crown today?
Tough one.
Be honest.
If I look at the faces, the Swedes look a bit tired, even though they're the youngest.
Yeah, they scored too many points yesterday. Maybe they're a little bit tired now, but still they proved us many times wrong.
Okay.
Guys, you can thank us later, huh?
It's okay. We're going to stop talking. Let's ask them to play. Thank you very much, guys.
Switzerland, grab the group here.
That was absolutely brilliant.
I love that answer. Who do you think is going to win? I think the Swedes are tired. Hilarious. That's one of the best evasions of a question I've ever heard.
Well, let's see how the Swedes come back now.
Yeah, I doubt that they're tired, especially with only 15 minutes
Look
left
what's going on
to
here.
go in the tournament.
There were the Gambian fans earlier on in the week, who I'll never forget.
Our fair weather fans.
Fair weather fans. I went up to them and asked them about Gambian volleyball, and I got pied in the face. And now I know why. You have to admit, the local crowd have come in and taken to this concept really well.
Yeah, it's awesome. Friday, Saturday is their weekend here in Qatar. And so the crowd is raging, so to speak, right? 75% capacity allowed here under COVID restrictions. And I think we have to be about at capacity.
Back to the deep house. Norway watching on. God, seems a while ago since we saw Tess Bernstein and Ekers touch, doesn't it?
Sadly, it was quite a while ago. Excited for this final 15 minutes to kick off here. A crown hangs in the balance, doesn't it, Louis?
Well, this is it. We are away for the last time in Qatar for the final round of the men's final. And honestly, your guess is as good as ours.
Yeah, Borman de Croo didn't look quite themselves in that second round, only managing 4 points, but they've played some great ball in this tournament. So have our other two teams, of course. We've talked at length about the Swedes.
Oh, I meant to stop it.
Yeah. Just never relenting on the pace, though, are the jump-setting Swedes.
That's crazy, isn't it? Because Ahmedjan worked so hard to make that first play, and then before he knows it, the transition play from the Swedes is electrifying. Well, Ahmedjan will serve. The point's going to come around thick and fast here. Bowerman's to the line. Ahmed has made a fairly simple dig, but he needs to transition off the top, and Bowerman's to go. They look a little bit frustrated out there, don't they, to say the least?
They do. The reality is, even though it's the finals, teams are weary here getting to this stage of the tournament. And so if things don't start bouncing your way on top of the weariness, it can equal frustration, I think, fairly quickly.
Certainly can. Here on the turn.
Oh, my goodness.
Big high arm.
Yeah, nice turn. Good aggressive jump, and he just drags it right across his body for the big hammer.
Good job of keeping his elbow high. And there as well.
Yeah, really can create some great angles with his height and length.
Swedes in front, but they were equally as frustrated there. Eric de Groot. Well, they're after a touch here, Richie. What do you think?
You know what? Initially, I thought there was a touch. I don't think, especially under these circumstances, I don't think Sharif would be telling any porky pies, as you say. Here's a look at it. Oh, just barely. Tough to tell there.
Turning back to the line, and Katara.
He touched it. Our director says, all right, well.
The director's seen it.
Now they're on 4.
Well, they're building, led by a bit of a legendary player, a world champion himself. Barisetti done a fine job with Qatar, and they're the early pace setters here. Was that off the antenna, Richie, or?
I think that was just off the top of the tape, but a lot of did he touch it, did he not plays. Nice move there. Jonathan Helvig setting Tijan up and then taking away that line. Everyone chasing Qatar for the moment. They sit on 5, Borman de Groot on 1, and Aman Helvig on 2.
Jump set with some width. Cross high lines being seen, and the Swedes getting done by a little bit of movement from the Qataris. Get up.
Yeah, well fronted that time by Qatar on defense.
Just impressed you got into my Cockney rhyming slang.
Yeah.
One of the world's best languages, to be
Oh
fair.
my goodness. I wish I could speak that version of English. I love the Guy Ritchie movies for lots of reasons, but that being one of them.
Turn back on the sharper angles. Dutch. Width to the goal. Oi!
The line is very effectively closed there. Sharif, good disciplined right hand.
Yorick de Groot has been served a lot of balls in there, so get it.
Will that stay in? Well seen. Just long. Jonathan trying to go high and deep, give his team, the most amount of time to recover.
Slow serve into the angle, and these little things all add up eventually in this concept. Ahmed Tijan and Sharif Younisi, so far so good. They're 4 up here with 9:40. The Swedes, who were just accused of looking tired and blowing, well, they're going to run their offense, and again, I think Ahmed Tijan has played absolutely brilliantly.
What a swing there, yeah. I agree with you entirely. That's just an unbelievable swing that time from Jonathan Helvig, though. Kind of the one-footed slide put away.
I mean, they're very good at finding the ball in all these situations, aren't they? Oh, no.
Are you kidding me? I mean, it's unfortunate that they don't get that point, but to keep that ball off the sand is unbelievable on that serve. Not only did he have to crash forward, but change direction along the way.
High ball. This is pretty big. Dutchies so far in 3rd, and they get their way down to the King's End, and they need to start scoring now because it hasn't been their evening so far. They've done well to be in this final, but we also know that they can easily start scoring points. But Arman has made another outrageous dig, really.
What a shot there. Kind of the delayed jumbo. Just got Aman wrong-footed, which you have to do. I mean, you saw in the first effort, the kid touches just about everything.
He certainly does.
You got to come up with something special to beat him.
Ryan Numador, in your coaching class, you might just have that delayed jumbo and a few different ways of scoring in your armory.
Nicely cleaned up that time. Good serve from Aman. Well controlled at the net from Helvig. Serve just long as we hit the halfway point here. Final 15 minutes, King of the Court Doha. The finals. That's 2 successive now.
And there's really nothing between them, is there? The Swedes we've seen yesterday can go 15 balls in a row if they want to. Yeah. There's one.
Yeah, still very much anybody's ball game at 4, 5, and 6 with 7 to play.
Really wouldn't surprise me if we're all square come the break time, but we still have 2 minutes, which in theory is quite a long time in this phase of the game. The reverse knuckle, he's just clawed it back. And the Dutch take the King's End with a little bit of miracle work from Bowmans. The control there is to be admired. But unfortunately, the pass is astray and Bowmans is not happy.
Kind of saw that in the play-in from them. Their passing wasn't precise necessarily, but they did such a good job of setting each other on even, you know, errant passes, if we want to call it, less than perfect passes.
Well, they've all had a chance at the King's End in the last 3 or 4 plays, and it's only Qatar who have managed to score. Yeah, let's go.
A little extra thump on that. You could feel that one up here.
And again, we have to ask the same question. Ahmed Tijan is getting served every ball, and he's just been the best player on the court in this final by some.
Well, yeah, without a doubt. Without a doubt, yeah, it's kind of an interesting strategy. And here they go again. There doesn't seem to be the wind factor like we saw in the earlier days of this tournament, where kind of serving that 5 corner was the way to go just based on the elements. So it's surprising to me that everyone's testing him relentlessly, because he's passing those tests over and over and over again.
They got to 20 in the last round. So
they're 4 points away from a crown here.
Yeah, they're 4 points away from winning the competition. And now there's a change up. But again, both of the other teams in the final and in the previous round have waited until the gap is very, very high until changing the serve, which personally find it hard to understand.
Yeah, and obviously it's a very small sample size, but both times we've talked about that, and Ahmed Tijan has sided out 5, 6 times in a row. The first ball they went to Sharif, it turned into a point.
Absolutely. Because you'd also lose your rhythm if you're not siding out, right? There's a...
Yeah, of course. That's not to say that Sharif isn't an unbelievable side-out player. It's just, if a guy's in such a rhythm, you got to go somewhere else. Otherwise, he's going to continue to be in that rhythm, theoretically.
Surely is. We're going to head down courtside. Julius, are you with us? We are seeing some display of side-out work from Qatar, but also Sweden. We talk about Sweden a lot. That was the play that you saw earlier on, I think, that wowed you.
Yeah, I mean, that ball never got 2 feet above the sand on any of their 3 contacts. But you saw Aman have to crash towards the net and then change direction to get that ball. I mean, he is laying out, just the shoulder mobility to lay out with the arm outstretched is unbelievable.
Athletic as you like.
No concern for his body.
Julius, how are we doing down there? We're getting a bit of a show from Ahmed Tijan, we think. Do you agree?
Yeah, I was not happy. I was not too happy about his performance yesterday, as he was struggling, especially in the side-out. It was not that strict way of playing as we know it from the Olympics, for sure. He's in off-season phase right now, but it seems he's back on track now. You can hear them communicating very well together, and yeah, it's fun to watch him because he can just upload his game from one to the other second, yeah? And that's fantastic. I mean, I'm just enjoying this final. Do you?
Absolutely. Here's a question for you about when you're facing a team where a guy is in a particularly good groove. What do you think is the appropriate number of serves to give him before you try the partner? If that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, here it's limited by the amount of tryouts you have. Yeah,
of course.
In normal beach volleyball, you can, if you're not getting any breaks, you definitely have to try the partner out, even though he's a better side-out player or whatever. But here, it all depends. At the end, it all depends on the tryouts that you have to serve or play block and defense against. So, but here, I haven't seen yet. I was pretty curious to watch if there is an overall strategy that teams might go together and say, okay, today we're gonna serve Ahmed or whoever. Just put a lot of pressure on one player, because then it's way more exhausting than a normal beach volleyball to play side out for a whole game.
Yeah, agreed. And all of a sudden, as we run our mouths, the Dutch have gotten themselves in serious contention here.
You just cannot believe this.
And that was probably their big chance.
That was their big chance, yeah. We have 3 minutes left, so there's still a lot of game, but we're going to need to see some stops.
Yeah.
Off the hands, Ahmed Tajan is doing what he's done
I would
all
say
day.
Bozeman the Groot, they need to break this, otherwise Ahmed and Sharif are going through and win the crown.
Yeah, and certainly the crowd would delight with the hometown victory here.
Rocket from De Groot, but
That's also pretty smart. I mean,
Yes.
2.5.
Agreed.
Hang the, wow.
Yeah, you lose nothing essentially by going for your hardest serve.
You must go for a hot serve now.
yeah. Well, he's hardly put a foot wrong all night, Ahmed Tajan, and that one mistake has put the Swedes in with a chance. They have a lot of work to do, but I mean, if there was one team that we've seen this week who could side out 10 balls in 2 minutes, 10 seconds, it would be Sweden. Jump setting over the top, there we go. Okay, maybe there's a little bit of life left in this because, well, Qatar out in front, running away with this, but the other teams are showing real fight.
I mean, how about that play all the way around? An absolute missile from the service line, handled beautifully, and then an unbelievable dig on a return missile by York de Groot.
Well, Berman's the target. Interesting. And you can hear the crowd starting to get a little bit edgy as well, because they can feel that Qatar is starting to slip in their level.
A little bit, yeah. Maybe Borman de Groot finding their level a little bit. We'll give them the credit they deserve, certainly.
Absolutely. Oh, York de Groot smells a victory here. There's 1 minute left, but what a touch. Ahmed Tajan. It goes back to the right side for the Dutch. And
That ball just out.
Oh.
Unbelievable. That may seal the deal
Oh,
for
but
Qatar.
what a touch earlier on in the rally from Ahmed Tajan as well. Like, that play was over. And then there's a missed serve. Woo.
Freebie. Sharif sensing victory here.
Well, 2 still needed.
There it is.
De Groot. Out the back. And now it's match point for the crown. For Qatar, it's been close. And it's a knuckle with all shots from Ahmed Tajan that brings Qatar the crown.
They had a celebration plan.
Of
You
course,
would
he looks-
expect nothing less from the sheriff.
I think an absolute mark of respect for the performance of Ahmed Tajan out there today as well.
Unbelievable, unbelievable. And you know, let's be honest. They came off of vacation, so they weren't necessarily in their peak physical condition. Certainly not volleyball-wise, but they really rounded into shape and rounded into form beautifully in this competition, and certainly at the right time here in the finals. Well done. An unbelievable performance from the both of them, but as you mentioned in particular, Ahmed Tajan was spectacular in the final here.
All smiles because they keep putting Qatar on the beach volleyball map, and they take the crown here from Doha on home sand. High tens all round. How about that? We do hope you've enjoyed this from home. We've certainly enjoyed it here.
The legend continues as they just delight the home fans. Right, the investment in those two by the Qatari Volleyball Federation continues to pay dividends. And what a beautiful ending to our finals here in Doha. With
Got another 2 years of it.
Unbelievable. Of course, we would be remiss if we didn't mention the great play of De Groot and Bormans, and obviously our Swedish duo backing up their crown in Utrecht with a third-place finish here. Some historically good volleyball we saw from them yesterday, and an excellent tournament start to finish. As we literally roll out the red carpet for our crowning ceremony.
Well, we are almost ready for Julius Brink down courtside with our Kings. Of course, they're going to be smiling.
Yeah, it was until the very last minute, huh?
ندعوكم للاستمرار في البقاء معنا في أرضية الملعب للحضور مراسم التتويج بملكات الملعب كيك اوف ذا كورت دوحة 2021.
Sharif, I know you're still searching for your partner. Okay, he's definitely coming. But I hope you don't have any sand on your voice, because I want to talk to you. I mean, what a season, yeah? You won this Olympic bronze medal. Then this is a season highlight for you. We're coming here in front of your home crowd. It must be a great feeling to play and win over here.
I mean, alhamdulillah, we won this King of the Court first time for the team of Al Nabi. So it's a great honor for us to play in this front of our friends, our families, and we are so proud of you guys. Thank you so much, guys. And that's the only gift we could give them this day. And hopefully was a long strike since the Olympics, and even 2021 was a special year for us. So we are so happy to start the year with the King of the Court being the king of the real court.
So it was so enjoyable seeing you playing over here. Until the very last minute, nobody knew who's gonna win. Isn't that exciting? What was your thinking when Bowmans actually hit that last ball out and you finally got that chance to close it?
Yeah, I was going for it, man. I was fully hoped that we're gonna get this crown, man. I didn't give up. I keep on pushing my partner. Even if we make mistake, I say, hey, forget, let's go for next. And it happened. In the last minute, we just got it.
I mean, you're a great showman, and as you actually crowned him with that crown here, did you try that out? It looked fantastic.
I mean, he's the real MVP. He did all the side out. I was just serving and blocking. He did all the side out. That's why I did it. I mean, he's the real king of the court today.
Lovely words. So we're gonna end up this talk and enjoy the ceremony, ladies.
Thank you so much.
And gentlemen.
Allah يبارك فيكم.
أحمد وشريف ندعوكم للاستمرار معنا للاستمتاع بمراسم التتويج.
It's just impossible not to like those guys.
Yeah, proper credit given to his partner by Sharif. I mean, Tijan was a sight to behold in the side-out game in particular today.
Well, we wait. Another shot of a king crowning a king. Look at the face. Satisfaction.
Regal satisfaction. Elation on the home sands for the Qatari pair.
Well, there's the podium. First place, Ahmed Sharif, Bowmans de Groot in second, and Armin Helvig. The Kings are about to be crowned alongside our Queens as well. And we just cannot wait for the future of this concept here. We know we're going to Brazil. We know that we are coming back here next year as well. Utrecht and Hamburg. We wait for the dates to be released. But what an occasion for beach volleyball again. Yes, a new concept. Exciting. And a real pleasure to be here. It's been fun, Richie, isn't it? I mean, we've been here, we've watched every session, but it never gets old, this concept.
Yeah, you never know what's going to happen, do you?
We didn't predict any of it, really. Let's be fully honest. Everyone was talking about the Swedes' performance yesterday. Didn't quite carry over to today. And Qatar just kept getting better and better. And Berman's almost pipped them at the post as well.
Yeah, I mean, you saw the transaction going down. As you mentioned, we got to watch every play of every session, and I still managed to lose a bunch of money to Nate Zemliak.
Yeah, I just saw you dish out. No Benjamins, luckily.
So, yeah, well, that's because he didn't want to swim in the deep end, but maybe that's fortunate for me.
Rich Lamborn, the Michael Jordan of beach volleyball.
Oh, I wish.
But yeah, at the same time, it just shows that the wonderful thing about this is you never know what's going to happen next, and you never know who's going to win the next tournament. As I don't know if you're quite allowed to do that, but well, there you go. Well, the fans are staying in here to watch the king and queens being crowned.
And just setting up for our medal and our crowning ceremony. A few extra prizes to be awarded as well, right? We have the longest stay, things of that sort. So bear with us for a few more moments.
Yeah, well, there is Chantal Labra from early on. A good week for her, having obviously been here with her partner, living and breathing everything through the camera. Are we a bit short-staffed here, Richie?
I don't know. That's just going to Julius's point further, that Chantal can do it all. No matter who her partner is, she can win with anybody. She can run the camera too when she's not in the tournament. I like, one of the things you get from COVID is this new game where you go, guess 60% of this person's face. You know what I mean? I think that's Chantal Laboureur.
And the other game you play through COVID is, how versatile are you when it comes to doing different jobs and roles within a sporting event?
Very true.
First time in finals, first time Qatar Doha, and I can speak of all the crew that was we love it here. We want to come back. It's going to happen next year, and the year after. So we want to start the award ceremony. Putting you all stayed in the stadium. Thank you for that. First of all, we want to thank the whole crew members who involved in the referee and things on the court. And I want a thumbs up when I make, we're going to start. Okay, everybody stay, please make some noise. Clap your hands together for all the referees, the court crew, and the line judges. You did an amazing job.
Well, welcome back to our officials, because without them, there would be no party, there would be no competition, and they've had a lot of fun this week as well. It seems like they're having a great time here, Rich, doesn't it? In this format, in this environment, it seems like there's a big togetherness from all the staff.
Yeah, they do have a good time, and not an easy job to keep the tempo of this tournament going.
It's a lot of concentration to be an official in this phase in this format.
Yeah, and of course, all our volunteers, thank you to them. Ball kids, etc., etc. Lots of hard work put in by lots of people to make this come off.
All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Referees, judges, and crew. Thank you so much.
Never official unless you get it enshrined in a photograph.
Absolutely. Did it even happen?
Right, that sounds like very ceremonial music we're hearing.
I feel like you're at Disneyland here in Doha.
It's not the Magic Kingdom. We are in the Kingdom of Qatar.
It's a Small World is my jam, though.
Well, I mean, at your height, everything's a small world, right?
I write my own content. I lay myself in.
Yeah. You tee yourself up, right?
That was what I was looking for. Well, the women first.
Appropriately so, right? Ladies first. We'll do our best to get you the names of the presenters. Your apologies in advance for pronunciation.
And after that, we got something special. We're going to give a prize for best cheering. I don't know where that's at right now. You can put your hands in the air. Susan, Stephen, and a round of applause.
Oh, look at that, Louis. Much to your chagrin, our Fairweather fans getting a special prize for best cheering.
I can't actually believe this.
I mean, your own personal issues with them aside, they certainly were our most stalwart fans here at every session.
They certainly were.
They had a costume for every team in the competition, I think.
I'm still waiting for that information on the Gambian side to come through to me.
How long will you be waiting? Oh, how about that? A little bonus award for Placette and Richard from France.
I mean,
longest stay.
Amazing from them. They've had a great week, I think. It's their best performance here at Queen of the Court competition, having previously took a 7th, but that's a 9-point run. Means they walk away with the longest stay, and the decorations and really is fit for Queens down there on court side at the moment.
Yeah, it's interesting because another sort of byproduct of this format of beach volleyball is you get to see some of the players' personality come out. You know, on the World Tour, obviously things are very business-like. So you don't necessarily get to see a lot of that personality because people are playing for their livelihoods. Not that they aren't here necessarily, but it's a little more, I don't know, cutthroat, let's say. So it was really fun to see the French girls display quite a bit of personality out there throughout the week.
Oh, there's our guy Wilco down there ready to help present. Done a phenomenal job once more, isn't he, with this staff that he's put together. Really a lot of good people here from Sportworks.
I mean, I'm baffled how the guy operates on such little sleep. Not to mention how many moving parts there are and how many pieces he has in place and how many great people he has working for him to make an event of this size come off in such a unique location. I believe, if my notes are correct, that's Saeed Juma from the Qatar Volleyball Association presenting that award.
Must remember you from your days here in Qatar, Richie, I'd imagine.
Sure, he quickly forgot my stay here.
Good on you, France. That's a very nice goodie bag to be taking home with you.
Clean it up a little bit. 3 dimes. Well, $3,000 bonus.
And a watch to go with it.
And a watch and a trophy. And of course, we will see them on the podium as well. So well and truly sweeping up here, the French girls.
It's a good format for them. They seem to play well and enjoy it every time they come to the king and queen of the courts.
They did a good job taking care of their opportunities. Some of their competitors look on. There's the young Dutchies. Not surprisingly, the longest stay on the men's side.
Taking first, second, third, and fourth place,
Yes.
the longest day award.
Yeah.
The Swedish.
With a stay of 23, 22, 21.
78, 9,000. Brilliant from them, though. I mean, we're only going to see them back on the big stage again, we feel.
Again, that's our boy Wilco Nyland presenting the award to the Swedish jump setting duo, David Amon, Jonathan Helvig, for their longest stay. And another official, I believe, from the Qatar Volleyball Association.
I mean, what would you spend $3,000 on at 20 years old, Rich?
What would I? Undoubtedly something really, really stupid.
Yeah, me too.
Sadly, at 46, I would spend it on something dumb as well. I just spent $30 on absolutely nothing with Nate.
you just.
Yeah, our director Joop would spend $3,000 on 2 pairs of Air Jordans.
You ever seen a more stylish director?
No, I mean, no, I haven't. Have I ever seen a more stylish man? I don't think so. Not a style I so wholeheartedly agree with, anyways.
Well, the jump setting Swedes on the podium after winning in Utrecht, so it's 2 podiums in a row for them. 1 win to their name. They did play superb yesterday. Maybe, just maybe, there was too little left after yesterday in the tank. But 16 is some run in the longest day.
Here is our podium. Oh,
it's a bit too smoky.
Got smoked out right at the wrong time, did Richard. Heads up, there's a podium there. Our 3rd place finishers, Anastasia Kravchenko and Phoebe Bell. 2nd place, Plachette and Richard. And of course, our queens here in Doha, Isabel Schneider and Sandra Ittlinger.
Anastasia Kravchenko and Phoebe Bell take 3rd position this weekend. I mean, together for the first time, playing together all the way through the week. They really gelled, Rich. I think they put in a great performance, and they would have certainly have settled for a shot at the crown at the beginning of the week.
You would think so. Yeah, just that they seem to have games that mixed well with one another, didn't they? Some great serving from the end line from Kravchenko. Lots of on-2 play from both players. $7,500 for their efforts. Not a bad couple days' work, Louis.
Great couple of days' work. With
Just shy of what we're paying you, I think. Easily
spent around these regions as well.
Absolutely.
As quickly as it's earned.
Yeah, you just, you take a quick jaunt over to the Villaggio Mall over there, and they'll help you get rid of that in a hurry. And France yet again, Plachette and Richard, elated with their 2nd place finish.
For them, good for France. Really superb final. More players watch on. But the final was one that we'll remember for lots of different reasons. But France will remember for the longest day, and also an incredible journey where they got themselves through every single situation. Weren't always at the front of the pack, but never at the last, never at the end.
Yeah, they did give us quite a few theatrics out there. Certainly.
There's our hotel that we will see for the last time this evening.
Yeah, hopefully our French girls came with some extra room in their suitcases, because they're going to have a few trophies and a few oversized checks to haul home with them.
They could probably buy one now, though. One bonus. Purchase a new one. Yeah, the Queens.
The synchronized ascension.
Big hugs. Bo Schneider, Sandra Ittlinger are the Queens of Doha. Incredible performance today and throughout the week.
Yeah, really, really good. And I don't know, something about Isa's smile just makes me want to smile. And it's not my normal resting face to want to smile. Despite what you may think.
Yes.
Despite my generally cheery demeanor.
I mean, you don't have to spend all day with you.
That's right. That's right. You'd be bummed out too if you had to spend 24 hours a day with me.
Well, there's the trophy. And they write their own little bit of history today, Rich. The first ever Queens of a finals competition.
Yeah, such a cool looking trophy too. It kind of has the torch that props up the whole thing, and then the, I believe, not 100% sure, but I believe that crystal outline is the country of Qatar. And a healthy $15,000 check for the two German girls. Played so well.
Almost as much as they're paying you, Rich.
That's right. That's right. It is Qatar. That means it was a phenomenal guess from me. Don't want to hurt my shoulder patting myself on the back for that one, but. Oh, here, and the cape.
Oh,
that has to be the best part almost.
Wow.
It's almost the Cruella de Vil Dalmatian, spotted Dalmatian variety of the cape. I like it.
Well, the celebrations can begin. There are no champagne showers, which makes for a feeling, but hugs all around the smoke. Be careful. We can't wait to be back here next year, because you have to say that it's a really good match. Doha has been a great host. They have been incredible for Sportworks and for us. And I think the players have had a fantastic time.
I think so too. Yeah, really, this Aspire Zone has just been such an amazing place to host. Walking distance to the hotels, which makes it convenient. Beautiful backdrops, just pleasant temperatures, all of that. And of course, excellent on-court action.
You can take everything because we're going to get the man on stage.
So there it is, our podium. Kravchenoka Bell, plus Seb Richard, and our queens, Schneider Ittlinger. Team headband, which I think is extra awesome. Ittlinger trying to make her way off with all three of the oversized checks. I don't know if she can cash all three.
Bet you she could.
We go from bronze to silver to the kings. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for the number 3 at bronze, Sweden, Aman Helvig!
Here comes our men's podium now. Third place finishers, Aman and Helvig. Second place, Borman de Kroot. And of course, the kings here in Qatar, the Qataris. Sharif Ahmed Tijan. Oh, still a little fire left in him, sprinting out to the podium.
I don't know how.
Yeah, adrenaline is a hell of a drug. It's funny how fatigue goes away in a hurry when you're victorious.
Absolutely. Well, in third place, the jump-setting Swedes, the longest stay, put in the most incredible performance yesterday in the semis. Couldn't quite back it up today, but they can be so proud with how far they're coming and the speed of it as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And back-to-back podium finishes after their win in Utrecht. The last time we saw this competition, third place here in Doha. I think we would have to consider them our most consistent performers in this. Obviously, we've talked at length about the performance they put on yesterday with 60-ish side outs in one round, but in all the rounds, they were never in danger. If they weren't in the lead, they were very close to it. Bright futures on both of those kids. They're already shining bright as 20-year-olds. And speaking of bright futures, one of the best teams in the world currently, Borman de Kroot. Champions in Gstaad, second place finishers in the European Championships, right? And second place finishers here in Doha.
Yeah, they're going to see a few more podiums in their career, that's for certain. Fist bumps all round as they're presented with their second place trophy. Smiles and hugs around, and rightfully so. Two very nice fellas. And $10,000 to throw in the bank as well.
Yeah.
Again, not bad.
Another way of saying nice fellows is saying Dutch. I don't know that I've ever met an ill-tempered Dutch person.
No, absolutely not. All very relaxed, all very calm.
Yeah. Certainly in the beach volleyball world.
And enjoy letting their hair down at times as well.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, when you got an entire country where marijuana is legal, you know letting your hair down is part of the program.
Well, there you have it.
The champs.
Get up. Qatar take it on home sand. Sharif, you can see you on the right-hand side. Ahmed Tijad on the left. Already the bronze medalists from the Olympic Games, the world's #1 team on points. Probably be a few that would be debatable. There's a few good teams in the world at the moment, Richie, but there aren't too many better than those guys in your picture.
No, they are always in contention any tournament they participate in. I mean, it started, I'd have to say, in Cancun of 2021. They were in all 3 finals there in successive weeks, and I mean, they just continued that great play all the way through Tokyo and here into Doha, taking the title, pleasing the hometown fans, and getting that $15,000 check.
Proud moments for just a career that goes from strength to strength for these 2 athletes in your picture. It's going to be an interesting year with more King of the Courts events on the way, a Pro Tour year as well, which will be worth your attention. But today is all about the Kings, who are just about to be crowned.
And we should give a shout out as well to their coach and all their support staff here that do such a nice job of providing the environment in which these 2 have been so successful.
I mean, the professionalism of the sport just goes from strength to strength year on year, doesn't it?
It really does. Great interest in sports here in the country of Qatar, and they do a nice job of developing it, providing resources as we see all over this Aspire Zone.
There they are, the Kings of Doha.
We saw their celebration include Sharif putting an imaginary crown on the head of Ahmed Tijan. There's the actual crowns, with a picture with all the dignitaries and people who have made this tournament possible here in Qatar, along with Wilco and his team at Sportworks. Oh, here it is. As the final point fell.
Great work from the TV crew.
Unbelievable. It's amazing. Amazing how quickly you guys diced that up in the TV truck. Just proving that top to bottom we have a crack team.
They've been superb. The team here this week have had to be really adaptable to change because everything has been changing all the time. But I think that's what great teams do. And we haven't had to do too much changing in the commentary box. But the team have been absolutely brilliant, from everyone involved in the social media team, the competition team, and the back offices. And
certainly pliability, the name of the game here this week in particular, as the confetti rains from the sky. I will echo your sentiments there, Louie, and give a tremendous thanks to Joop, our director, all his squad in the TV truck, everybody working so hard to make this tournament come off and come off so well. It'll be such an enjoyable experience for everybody from the athletes on down.
yeah, absolutely. Well, so many people. Ice now in the TV truck, helping with the graphics. That wasn't his role at the start of the week. There's no Marloes. We look forward to having Marloes back in the team come the summer. And Sophie as well, who's been working so hard at home, not making it out here. We look forward to having you all back, but it's been a big team effort.
But yeah, I want to say something to everybody here in the stadium. We will be back with King of the Court. It was only the first night. I want to thank everybody here in the stadium.
Oh, smiles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You did an amazing job all together. The court crew, the crew, the scorers. Awesome, we did it all together.
I mean,
Special thanks to Superman Salman, the best MC.
the winners. How far? I mean, when you look at King of the Court, can it go? Can it go to the Olympic Games? My first question to end on, Rich. Second of all, when it comes back to the traditional tour, have the Vikings got the right run on their hands with the likes of Qatar, the Dutch, and I mean just about anybody else in that top 10 teams in the world?
Well, to answer those questions in order, I don't see why this couldn't end up being an Olympic sport. I have zero idea of what goes into determining that, but I know if work and effort and those types of things are any kind of determining factor, then Wilco and his team are not short on those in any way, shape, or form. So you would think that they have a good chance, and it would be great to see them kind of honored with that opportunity. As far as the World Tour goes, as we see everybody file in here for the huge group picture, yeah, I think the gap is always closing, right? One of the most impressive things to me is that with as good as the rest of the world is and continues to be, the Vikings have still managed to be so dominant. It kind of defies comprehension, right?
Because the level is so high.
Because the level is so high, yet they still, you know, I mean, it's very Tiger Woods-ish to me.
Me too.
You know, they have so much expectation on them, yet they still continue to perform. And that's always such a difficult thing to do, I think. And especially to continue to do it. You know, they kind of came out of nowhere. That's a little bit of a misspeak. They weren't nowhere, but they weren't in the forefront of our consciousness, certainly in 2018. Inside of 2 months, I think they won 5 or 6 tournaments, and then they've been at the top ever since and haven't slowed at all. You know, I mean, when you're talking about being shocked that a team isn't on a podium, as if it's some massive failure, like they're playing on a different level than everyone else.
Absolutely. Well, that's just about everything we've got time for. We're going to leave you with some highlights of a very memorable week here from myself, Louis Lett, and Rich Lambon. Rich, it's always a pleasure. You are truly the best co-commentator that a boy could ask for. Always making me laugh, always teaching me something. So I hope you guys have enjoyed the coverage from home. It truly is a team effort, and we look forward to seeing you again hopefully soon.
Very sweet of you to say, Louis, and I'm thrilled that you balance my lunacy with such professionalism. It's always a joy.
Well, it has been 1 week to certainly remember. First time for King of the Court in Doha, and we will be back, that's for sure. Exciting news that we're also going to Brazil in the latter part of the year. Well, thank you so much for your time. We will see you again very, very soon. Our kings and queens have been crowned.
Out there for like a semester of college, and I ended up never leaving. It's that energy on the dance floor